These stars were just inches away from Oscar gold. Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we'll be counting down our picks for the top 10 actors and actresses who turned down Oscar-winning roles. Before we begin, we publish new videos every day, so be sure to subscribe for more great content. For this list, we're taking a look at performers that walked away from roles that would go on to win someone else an Academy Award. Number 10, Gael García Bernal, Dallas Buyers Club.
Wait. Do you hear that?
This actor-director has maintained a respectable career, most notably winning a Golden Globe for Mozart in the Jungle. He nearly reached another level of fame, however, upon being offered the role of Rayon in Dallas Buyers Club.
I've been looking for you, Lone Star.
Bernal seemed like the frontrunner to play the trans woman who assists fellow AIDS patient Ron Woodruff. He apparently had to back out of the film due to family issues, so the part went to method actor Jared Leto.
Are you ashamed of me because I hadn't realized that?
Along with co-star Matthew McConaughey, Leto would sweep almost every major award show for his heartbreaking performance, building towards a Best Supporting Actor Oscar. At least Bernal has an Ariel Award, the Mexican equivalent to an Academy Award. Number 9, Chevy Chase, American Beauty.
Don't sell yourself short, Judge. You're a tremendous slouch.
Following a slew of successful movies in the 1980s, Chevy Chase's career took a nosedive with only an occasional highlight here and there. Things might have played out differently if he had accepted the part of Lester Burnham in American Beauty. A 42-year-old man enduring a midlife crisis, this character spoke to a generation of Americans fed up with middle-class lifestyle.
Well, excuse me, but some of us still have blood pumping through our veins.
While it could have given Chase a much-needed comeback, he ultimately rejected the role, afraid that it would damage his family-friendly image. What makes this so ironic is that Chase rose to superstardom with several R-rated comedies that were far from wholesome.
And when Santa squeezes his fat white ass down that chimney tonight, he's gonna find the jolliest bunch of assholes this side of the nut house.
Assuming the role, actor Kevin Spacey subsequently added a second Oscar to his mantle.
And you know what? I don't care.
Number 8, Angela Bassett, Monsters Ball.
Go straight to hell, lad.
With her turn as Tina Turner in What's Love Got to Do with It, Angela Bassett earned an Academy Award nomination. Bassett was in a position to become the first African American to win Best Actress, but she lost to Holly Hunter for her work in The Piano. Several years later, Bassett was approached about playing Letitia Musgrove in Monsters Ball.
Can you make me feel good? Can you make me?
She passed on the part due to the screenplay's sexual content. This paved the way for Halle Berry to accept the role, leading to a historic Oscar-winning performance.
My name is Letitia Musgrove, and me and Hank is friends.
Number 7, Liam Neeson, Lincoln.
Power is when we have every justification to kill, and we don't.
With Steven Spielberg behind the camera, Liam Neeson delivered the performance of his career as Oscar Schindler, resulting in an Oscar nomination. Almost 2 decades after Schindler's List, the actor and director were set to reunite for a biographical drama about Abraham Lincoln. Neeson left the project, however, as he felt too old to play America's 16th president. The untimely death of his wife also reportedly factored into his decision. Before Neeson was even attached to the role, Daniel Day-Lewis had been Spielberg's top choice.
I could write shorter sermons, but once I start, I get too lazy to stop.
Although Day-Lewis previously turned down the part, he had a change of heart after Neeson stepped down. In due course, Day-Lewis won a record-breaking 3rd Academy Award for Best Actor.
I suppose it's time to go, though I would rather stay.
Number 6, Paul Bettany, The King's Speech.
Nothing's ever for sure, John.
From award show darlings like A Beautiful Mind to blockbusters like The Avengers, Paul Bettany has played a variety of memorable characters. The English actor missed out on the role of a lifetime, however, when he walked away from The King's Speech.
I couldn't say a single word to him in reply.
Screenwriter David Seidler felt that Bettany was the ideal candidate to play King George VI. Bettany wasn't interested because he felt overworked and wanted to spend more time with his family. While Bettany regretted missing the opportunity to collaborate with the film's acclaimed cast and crew, he doesn't regret standing by his loved ones. His choice certainly worked in Colin Firth's favor, as he would win an Oscar for playing the stammering king.
By divine right, if you must, I'm your king!
Number 5, Richard Gere, Wall Street.
M-O-N-E-Y.
In 2012's Arbitrage, Richard Gere played a wealthy hedge fund magnate that faces serious jail time after getting a bit too greedy. Strangely enough, Gere almost played a very similar character back in the late 80s. Director Oliver Stone had his eye on him for the role of Gordon Gekko in Wall Street.
Greed, for lack of a better word, is good.
Gere proved his ability to play an effective villain in Looking for Mr. Goodbar. He also demonstrated a knack for playing slick, charismatic men in American Gigolo.
Why did you pick me?
While we could definitely see him as Gecko, Gere wasn't sold on the part. Michael Douglas, who already had an Oscar for producing, thus took on the role and won his first Acting Academy Award.
It's a bad bargain and nobody gains.
Number 4, Harrison Ford, Syriana.
Han Solo. I'm captain of the Millennium Falcon.
Between Han Solo, Indiana Jones, and Rick Deckard, Harrison Ford has played some of the most iconic characters in cinematic history. Yet he's only accumulated 1 Oscar nomination for his work in Witness.
Very interesting.
The Hollywood legend probably could have corrected his overdue status had he accepted the role of Bob Barnes in 2005's Syriana. Ford turned down the part because he didn't feel strongly enough about the truth of the material. Looking back in retrospect, Ford noted that he likely made a mistake. George Clooney, who had been experiencing a career renaissance ever since leaving ER, went on to play the operations officer and earned an Academy Award for Best Actor in a Supporting Role.
Why am I being investigated, Fred?
Number 3, Gene Hackman, The Silence of the Lambs.
I don't deserve this.
Gene Hackman is one of the few performers to win 2 Academy Awards for acting, but The Silence of the Lambs could have been his ticket to the elusive 3rd Oscar. At one point, Hackman was not only attached to direct this thriller, but also star as the villainous Dr. Hannibal Lecter. Hackman reportedly left the project because one of his daughters wasn't a fan of the source material. Jonathan Demme took over the directorial duties, while Anthony Hopkins landed the part of Hannibal.
Quid pro quo. I tell you things, you tell me things.
Meanwhile, Jodie Foster was cast as Clarice Starling after Michelle Pfeiffer rejected the role. The film won big on Oscar night, receiving accolades for Best Picture, Best Director, Best Actor, and Best Actress.
No, that is incidental.
Number 2, Emma Watson, La La Land.
There goes the baker with his tray, like always. The same old bread and rolls to sell.
It's funny how things work out sometimes. Emma Watson was lined up to play Mia in Damien Chazelle's La La Land, but she withdrew in order to play Belle in Disney's Beauty and the Beast remake. Coincidentally, Ryan Gosling decided against playing the Beast so he could star as Sebastian in La La Land. As for Gosling's screen partner, that role eventually went to Emma Stone. Although Stone won the Best Actress Oscar for her stunning performance as Mia, it's hard to say that Watson made a bad career move. After all, Beauty and the Beast did make over $1 billion, becoming the biggest live-action musical ever. So we guess both Emmas are winners.
City of stars, just one thing everybody wants.
Before we get to our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions.
I said I'm tired. Are you gonna walk me home or what?
If they see me, they see my father's fortune. I will have poetry in my life.
No. He's changing mine.
The problem is, this is the only thing I ever felt good doing. If I'm too old for this, then I got nothing.
Number 1, John Travolta, Forrest Gump.
Now, if you excuse me, I'm gonna go home and have a heart attack.
John Travolta delivered the ultimate comeback performance with his portrayal of Vincent Vega in Quentin Tarantino's Pulp Fiction. He scored an Oscar nomination for Best Actor in the process, but incidentally lost to a role he turned down. Travolta was initially the top choice to play the titular protagonist in Forrest Gump. When he declined the part, however, Tom Hanks stepped into Forrest's leg braces and won his 2nd Academy Award in a row.
Stupid is, stupid does, Mrs. Blue.
Life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get. In Travolta's case, he didn't get an Oscar, but he did get a Royale with cheese, a $5 milkshake, and a big screen career revival.
We happy?
Yeah, we happy.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from Watch Mojo and subscribe for new videos every day.